Have you ever been talking to a man who has a girlfriend, but you just can't shake the feeling that he's into you? Today, we're breaking down the 5 shocking signs that he does want you, even though he's taken. Some of these signs are so subtle you've probably missed them, but once you see them, you can't unsee them. Sign number 1. The insider information sharing. This first sign is one of the most common, yet most deceptive. It's when he starts to confide in you about the problems in his relationship, effectively making you his personal confidant. On the surface, it might feel innocent, even flattering. He trusts you. He values your opinion. But this is where we have to look deeper. This isn't just friendly venting between pals. This is a calculated, even if sometimes subconscious, form of emotional infidelity. He is strategically building a unique intimacy with you by making you feel special, trusted, and uniquely understanding. In doing so, he's silently communicating a powerful message. My relationship is flawed, and you are the solution. He's creating a secret alliance with you against his girlfriend, a you and me against the world dynamic that is charged with emotional connection. So, what does this look like in practice? Pay close attention to the nature of his complaints. It's one thing for him to mention he had a disagreement with his girlfriend. It's another thing entirely for him to consistently seek you out to detail her shortcomings, her moods, or how unhappy he feels. Listen for the comparison language. Phrases like, "She just doesn't get me like you do," or "I wish she was as easy to talk to as you are massive red flags. He is not only elevating you but actively using you as a benchmark for his girlfriend's failure. Furthermore, he will share private details that cross a line of respect. He might tell you about their private arguments, intimate frustrations, or personal insecurities she has shared with him. This is a major violation of her trust and a clear signal that he does not respect the sanctity of his own relationship. He is offering you these secrets as tokens to buy your empathy and deepen your bond, all while remaining safely in his relationship. It feels like intimacy, but it's a connection built on the foundation of another relationship's breakdown. Sign number 2, the accidental physical touch. Let's move from the emotional to the physical with our second sign. This one is all about the touches that seem accidental, but feel intentional. We're talking about the hand on your back that lingers just a few seconds too long, the accidental brush of his hand against yours when you both reach for something, or the playful push that feels a little too personal. What defines this behavior is its built-in plausible deniability. If you were to ever call him on it, he could easily play it off with a laugh. "Oh, that? It was nothing. I was just being friendly." But you feel the charge. You feel the intention. And that's because our bodies often betray our true desires long before our words ever do. Why is this so shocking? Because it's a primal, nonverbal form of communication that bypasses logic and goes straight to feeling. These micro-violations of his relationship boundary are a way for him to test the waters. It's a low-risk probe to gauge your receptiveness. Does you pull away? Or do you lean in? That small moment tells him everything he needs to know without him having to utter a single compromising word. It's a way for him to claim a little bit of territory, to create a secret physical world that exists outside the confines of his public relationship. Look for the patterns. A single accidental touch could be just that, an accident. But a lingering hand on your back as he guides you through a door, his knee brushing against yours under the table and not moving away, or finding reasons to playfully touch your arm or shoulder during a conversation, these are not accidents. They are deliberate, incremental steps to break down physical barriers and see how far he can go, all under the safe cover of deniability. It's a silent conversation his body is having with yours, and it's speaking volumes about his attraction. Sign number 3, the future-faking fantasy. Now we come to one of the most psychologically potent signs, the future-faking fantasy. This is when he begins to paint a picture of a hypothetical future with you squarely in the center of it. He'll use phrases laden with possibility, like, "If I were single," or "We should totally go to Italy together someday." On the surface, It feels incredibly romantic and affirming. It feels like a promise of what's to come, a secret acknowledgement that you are his true soulmate, and the current relationship is just a temporary obstacle. But we must dissect this carefully. This is a powerful manipulation tactic, whether he is consciously aware of it or not. The primary function of this behavior is to make you emotionally invest in a potential future with him. He is essentially getting you to buy stock in a company that he has no intention of taking public. It's a way to keep you on the hook, feeling special and waiting in the wings, without him ever having to make the difficult, real-world decision to leave his current relationship. Pay very close attention to the specific language he uses. When he says, "If I didn't have a girlfriend, I'd ask you out in a second," what he is really doing is giving you the fantasy of his desire without the responsibility of action. He gets the reward of seeing your pleased reaction without the consequence of having to change his situation. Be wary of when he starts making detailed plans for an event or a trip that you both know is unlikely to happen. Discussing the restaurant you'd try in Paris or the concert you'd see next year creates a shared dreamscape that bonds you to him emotionally. It feels like intimacy, but it's intangible. Perhaps one of the most telling lines is, "You're the kind of girl I should be with." This is a devastatingly effective piece of future faking. It's a direct comparison that elevates you while degrading his current partner, and it implies that a future with you is the correct, logical outcome. But note the use of should, not will. He is outlining a perfect theoretical world while remaining firmly planted in his current reality. He is making you the star of his imaginary future to avoid making you a part of his present. Sign number 4, the jealousy spark. This next sign is often the most revealing because it's typically an unconscious, gut-level reaction, the jealousy spark. This is when he displays clear signs of possessiveness or discomfort the moment your attention shifts away from him, particularly when you mention other men or your dating life. It can be as subtle as a shift in his posture or as obvious as a sarcastic comment. The reason this is so shocking is that, on paper, he has absolutely no right to be jealous. He is already in a committed relationship. Yet, the thought of you being with someone else triggers a primal, territorial instinct in him that he often can't fully control. This reaction is a glaring contradiction that reveals his true feelings. Even though he is with someone else, he has mentally marked you as his potential territory and views other men as intruders. So, what does this look like in practice? First, listen for the prying questions. He might start asking for details about a guy you're seeing that go beyond casual curiosity. He'll want to know what he does for a living, how you met, and what your plans are, not out of friendly interest, but as a way to assess the competition. Notice his mood. Does the easygoing banter suddenly become clipped and short when you mention you had a great date? Does he change the subject abruptly or become noticeably quieter? That shift in energy is the sound of his ego and his attraction clashing with his circumstances. Finally, listen for the subtle, negative commentary. He might make a point to dismiss the guys you're interested in, saying things like, "He sounds a bit boring for you," or, "I don't know, he doesn't seem like your type." This is a strategic move to plant seeds of doubt in your mind and position himself as the superior, more understanding alternative. He can't openly claim you, so he attempts to discredit anyone else who tries to. This jealousy isn't a flattering compliment. It's a confession. It confesses that he sees you as more than a friend and that he is emotionally invested enough to feel threatened. Sign number 5, the priority paradox. The final sign cuts through all the mixed signals and confusing words to show you the undeniable truth through his actions. We call this the priority paradox. This is when he actively makes you a priority in ways that directly conflict with the commitments of his relationship. He is consistently stealing time, energy, and emotional attention from his girlfriend and his established life to redirect it toward you. While the other signs can be about feelings or fleeting moments, this one is about a sustained pattern of choice. It's one thing for him to say he has a connection with you. It's another thing entirely for him to repeatedly demonstrate it by reshuffling his life to make space for you. He is proving his desire not with words, but with the most valuable currency he has, his time. Why is this paradox so shocking and revealing? Because time is non-negotiable and finite. Where a person consistently invests their time is the ultimate indicator of their true priorities. When he is taking that time and attention from his committed relationship to give to you, it's a major red flag that speaks to more than just attraction. It speaks to his character. It reveals a capacity for deception and a willingness to deprioritize his partner for the thrill of a new connection. This behavior shows he is comfortable living a double life, even in small ways, which is a profound insight into how he handles commitment and truth. So, what are the specific actions that define this paradox? The most classic example is the late-night text. That, "Hey, what are you up to?" message that pops up at 11 p.m. or later is rarely just about boredom. It's a deliberate, private outreach that happens when his girlfriend might be asleep or otherwise occupied, creating a secret line of communication that exists outside the boundaries of his public relationship. Even more telling is if he rushes off a call with her to become immediately available to you. This action clearly demonstrates a hierarchy of attention, and in that moment, you are at the top. Perhaps the most significant indicator is when he chooses to spend time with you in situations where he logically should be with her or with their shared friends. He might skip a group event he was supposed to attend with her to see you, or he might carve out significant chunks of his weekend for you. These are not small choices. They are conscious decisions to place his connection with you above the obligations of his relationship. He is actively choosing the potential of what you could be over the reality of what he already has. So, you've recognized several of these signs playing out in your situation. The chemistry feels real, the connection seems undeniable, but now you're left with the most important question. What does this actually mean? Let's strip away the fantasy and look at the cold, hard truth. At its core, this behavior means he is likely attracted to you and is undoubtedly enjoying the attention and the emotional charge you provide. That part is probably evident. But the crucial element that follows that "but" is what you need to hear. This situation is not just about his attraction to you. It's a revealing window into his character and his approach to commitment. The first and most critical point to internalize is that you are being given a masterclass in his integrity. A man who will emotionally cheat, share private details, and cultivate a secret intimacy with you while committed to someone else is showing you a fundamental aspect of his personality. The same justifications he uses with her, the dissatisfaction, the lack of understanding, are the very tools he is using to build a connection with you. Remember this universal rule. If he will do this with you, he will, in time, do it to you. The character he displays in the shadows is his true character. Secondly, understand the psychology of a cake eater. This is a person who wants to have his cake and eat it too. He desires the comfort, security, and stability of his existing relationship while simultaneously craving the excitement, validation, and thrill of a new attraction. He is attempting to build a harem of attention, keeping you on the line with future fables and secret touches, all while avoiding any real-world consequences or difficult choices. This is not the mark of a man ready for a mature, dedicated partnership. And this leads to the third, non-negotiable point. You deserve to be someone's first choice, not a secret option. You deserve to be celebrated openly, not hidden away in late-night text threads. You deserve a love that is clear, committed, and courageous enough to claim you in the light of day. Settling for anything less is a disservice to your own worth. Knowing this truth, you need a power move plan that prioritizes your peace over the drama. The first step is to shift your goal from seeking closure to gaining clarity. You do not need a dramatic, tear-filled confrontation to get the answers you need. In fact, seeking closure from the very person causing the confusion often leads to more confusion. Instead, become a detached observer. Simply watch his actions without becoming more emotionally invested. See if his behaviors align with his words when you stop feeding the dynamic. The next step is to proactively set a boundary to protect your own energy and heart. This isn't about punishing him, it's about honoring yourself. You can calmly and kindly state, "I value our friendship, but I've realized it's hard for me to listen to problems about your relationship. It puts me in an uncomfortable position." His reaction to this boundary will be incredibly telling. Does he respect it, or does he push back and try to make you feel guilty for it? If you feel you must address the elephant in the room directly, then your move is to put the ball squarely in his court with what I call the ultimate test. This requires you to be direct, calm, and rooted in your own respect. You can say something like, "I've been getting some mixed signals from you, and out of respect for both you and your relationship, I think I need to take a step back." Then you stop. You say nothing else. You do not explain further. You simply observe his reaction. A man who is genuinely ready and willing to be with you will not let you walk away. He will clarify his intentions immediately. If he backtracks, makes excuses, gaslights you by saying you're imagining things, or tries to keep you in the confusing middle ground, you have your answer. His inaction is the most powerful action of all. It tells you that he prefers the safety of his situation over the certainty of having you. And that is all the clarity you need to walk away and make space for a love that chooses you, fully and freely, without a shadow of doubt. So, let's do a quick recap. The 5 shocking signs he wants you even though he has a girlfriend are the insider information sharing, the accidental physical touch, the future-faking fantasy, the spark of jealousy, and finally, the priority paradox. If you see a consistent pattern of these behaviors, please protect your heart. Recognize the situation for what it is, not for the beautiful fantasy it could be. I want to leave you with this final thought. Always remember that a man who genuinely and truly wants you will never, ever put you in a shady, confusing, or emotionally draining situation. He will not make you play detective, constantly analyzing his texts and his touches for hidden meaning. A man who is ready for you will make his intentions clear, available, and respectful. He will choose you openly and courageously. You are worth that kind of unwavering, transparent love. You are worthy of a love that is certain. Never, ever settle for the crumbs of his attention when you truly deserve to have the whole, beautiful cake. If this video brought you clarity and helped you see your situation in a new light, please do hit the like button below. It really helps share this message with others who might need to hear it. I would also love to hear from you in the comments. Have you experienced any of these confusing signs? What was the outcome? Sharing our stories can be so powerful and help us all feel less alone. And if you're ready to understand men and dating on a deeper level, make sure you subscribe to the channel and tap that bell so you don't miss any of our new videos. Thank you so much for watching. Remember your worth, and I'll see you in the next one.